Maybe, I don't know.
What's up?
Hopefully that's
Axl Rose.
I did.
Is that what he's known for doing?
Probably, whatever.
Is that what he did on stage? He does that? He does something like that.
Whatever.
Can you please do the screw the rules? I have green hair.
Can I please do that line?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you right now?
Yeah.
Screw the rules, I have green hair.
Will you sing for it? No, I'm kidding.
There's more people coming. Welcome, thank you for waiting in line.
I look like crap right now.
What's her name? Oh, no, not Holly.
Kisara.
Bloody hell, Kyla's girlfriend from the past. Kisara, there we go. Oh, I hope so.
That's not Blue Eyes?
That's all it is. I hate people. So I have so many girlfriends.
He's dating his deck.
I don't know what else to say about that.
He's dating Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Mistaking Kisara for, who was it? Khaleesi, yes, from Game of Thrones. Shame on you if you did not notice the difference. The difference is that Kisara hangs out with a guy who's obsessed with dragons, whereas Khaleesi is just obsessed with dragons.
I got a text message. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, I turned it on vibrate.
I guess that's everybody.
Can I just want to turn it up to see his reaction.
That's cool. Naruto! Wait, no, Goku! Is it Naruto hanging out with Goku?
Wait till he's not talking.
Yeah! Hame! Sega!
Text me.
You guys enjoy yourselves?
Oh yeah, you should twerk for us. I'll throw money. Twerk.
I talk? Oh, twerk?
Twerk.
I don't know. Because if I stand here and we have the whole wobbly kind of action.
Oh, it'll be fine. You're
It would be pretty.
Well, you can twerk on the ground then.
I can what?
You can twerk right there.
Twerk on the table.
Twerk on the table. I feel like that's
Twerk time!
It's time to twerk.
Is it technically our time yet? Is it start? Yeah?
Technically.
Oh, it's right now. Hello!
Hey!
Welcome to the little burrito. It's the...
Yeah. We just want to see his reaction real quick.
I'm so sorry. My computer is a risk. I don't like paying for...
Oh, Seto's disappoint.
This guy, what?
Avast!
Avast?
Avast!
Avast. Are you telling me about what I was talking about, or are you just a pirate who's on his off day? And you see this guy, and he's like, there's a white whale off the coast of Avast!
It tells you in pirate, it'll say...
Oh, I should have been on my time to duel one. That's really
Is that what
loud.
they would do?
Yeah, no, it does.
No.
In the middle of class.
Fantastic.
Yeah, whatever.
Fantastic.
Let's turn
I
it
will
down.
look into Avast. And Avery, is that the other one you guys recommended?
What?
AVG.
I wasn't paying attention.
AVG. I will look into that as well. Do I use launch? I've never once used launchpad in my life. Is that a thing? I mean, is that
I don't like it. 4chan is like the people on 4chan are...
What happened to your baby?
I sold it on eBay.
What?
I sold it on eBay. All I heard was room and I laughed. I'm sure it's
How many
funny.
of you guys were Search Fan last year?
What? Oh.
How many of you guys were at my Search Fan panel last year?
We tried to get in.
No one said,
Remember, we got food and we got...
Because this is going to be way better.
we went to Gabby's. Psycho Raptor.
We did.
So yeah, if at any point during the panel you feel like getting up and chanting something that has 3 syllables like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or holy crap. If I say anything that sounds like you can chant,
Oh my
and you
various
guys will
gods.
spontaneously do it, that'll be a lot of fun.
Vagina!
It's
3 syllables. Tom Cruise is my close.
Yes! Yes!
Like Gary. Jump up and say vagina.
Yeah, welcome to the Little Arena. How many of you guys watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge?
I memorized like all the songs.
Really? Like 3 or 4?
How many what?
Well, you guys will be seeing an episode of the show. It's a brand new one, episode 60, so...
Dude, I like laughed way too hard at 59.
Best not know. But yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, all 3 or 4 of you, I guess, I started making Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged in 2006, mid-2006. And it's been a while, hasn't it? The reason I started making it is I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I genuinely love the show, the characters, and the storyline.
That's
and
why
I thought I would celebrate it by making fun of every single individual piece.
You won't like me when I'm sexy.
If you love something, you make fun of it. That's how I feel.
Well,
Yes, sir. No. I played it like 5-6 times, and I lost maybe 5 of them. I won 1 of them by default.
me on a regular basis.
People are sad.
Face down defense. Face down defense. Face down defense.
That was
I
Ariana.
just fixing that. I need to work on
Face down
like
defense.
Build one. What kind of deck would I run? Dragoonity. Dragoonity.
Karibo! All Karibo.
I am a mudkip. That's not even...
I don't even know what's happening. Rainbow Dash, what? I will run a rainbow. I will just like run someone challenge me to Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll just get a bunch of pony cards and be like, okay. It's on.
It has been reenacted by ponies.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been reenacted by ponies.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Jane, what's up?
I have a legitimate question. How do you feel about Zexal?
How do I feel about Zach? I was asked this on the other parody panel, wasn't I?
Quick thing. I was Sharks earlier.
Oh, sweet, yeah. Hey, did the panel happen already?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. How did it go? How did it go?
It was
cool?
really cool.
Brilliant.
Was there twerking?
Was that twerking involved? Was that twerking involved in your panel?
No,
Because I twerk like this
but there was
once.
that.
I'm sorry, if it's not twerking.
Or Young Kiss.
You guys,
What?
What even is?
all you protagonists, get up here and start twerking.
Oh, do it! Oh, yeah! Oh,
Oh, we all go to twerk? Oh, bloody hell.
Do you know how to twerk? I'll twerk you right now.
oh my god.
Can we please?
Everyone get together and twerk. Well, my life is complete.
That's all the fans are
I twerked twice on this panel.
My life is complete now.
Twerking on this panel. What was I saying?
Your favorite kind of taco!
I missed that what?
Your
You
favorite.
didn't answer the question I asked.
No, yes, sexual. See, I was hoping that the twerking would demonstrate how I felt, and I was like, I have seen sexual. It's interesting. I'm not really a fan of the color scheme, to be honest. I mean, I feel like, and this is me being serious, I feel like it's aimed at a different audience than me. Like, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Visit. I feel like it's very down to earth. I really do genuinely care about the characters, and I feel a lot of empathy with Yugi, being a kid like who was into nerdy things and got bullied.
Why am I losing everything?
Whereas I kind of feel like Zexal.
No, seriously, where
It was
is
crazy.
it?
It's like Looney Tunes, also this card game.
Seriously, where is it?
I don't really like the card game.
My phone, like,
that
for real.
much. And Looney Tunes makes it feel
No,
kind
it's
of out
not.
there. I don't really feel like the connection with the characters. I don't know, I mean, I don't dislike the show, I just have no connection with it. So I didn't really feel encouraged to keep watching.
Yeah.
I know.
Can you get it?
Like I said, don't dislike the show.
I don't want to do a favor for you because you love me.
There's been a lot of what? Death.
It's not as
Okay, this question will decide
Oh, what
whether
episode
or not
0
show
is it?
Does Yuma die?
Astral
Astral dies. Silence up. Oh, yes, sorry, spoilers. So the lady can send the shadow on her.
I'm pretty sure Yuma at one point, he was close to dying, but then Astral died.
I'll watch that episode. But yeah, I started making Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge because I really wanted to make fun of Yu-Gi-Oh! I really wanted to celebrate how much I loved it in doing so. And I made the first episode in the space of like an hour or two, and people enjoyed it, so I kept making more and more and more, and the audience kept growing, and now I'm standing in front of like, how many, like a few hundred people talking about But yeah, and there's Goku, yes.
Yes!
Dude, season 0 was pimp.
I'm a huge fan of season 0. I'm a big fan of the manga, which is based on it. But like I said,
I'm not getting it.
Ariana, just hold it.
I feel like season 0 is very Looney Tunes and very silly and goofy. Like, there's like witches that show up, and they like do like magic and stuff, and there's no explanation given as to how they're there. They're just witches.
I watched up to like episode 20 of
Is
season
there an
0.
explanation for why you're here?
Is there an explanation as to why I'm here? Witches. Somebody has to
Obviously, the TARDIS brought him.
So that's
The
why
TARDIS.
to satisfy that need. But season 0, I was a big fan of the manga, and I really got into the character of Yugi, and I kind of felt like it was very hokey, and it just felt like a very, like, it was, people say it's a dark show because people die in it, but it seems even sillier than the actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Show because of how ridiculous it gets at times. So I didn't really connect with it that much. I liked the characters, but it just didn't
Season
feel like a
0,
show that I
Yanni's
fell in
badass.
love with. But they, I mean, obviously it came before the original anime. The original anime. The duelist game that I made, so
Raise his
it's
fist.
alright. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge Slenderman. What's going on?
I know, it's so
It's
adorable.
very terrifying. I keep expecting to like it so shout. Has anybody got $20?
I don't know. I used to. Slenderman's back there. Oh, Slendy? Jack Slenderman? Maybe.
Jack. Did you want to be in the movie?
I want to be in a movie.
Hello, Slenderman. Did you get a job yet? What's going on? You're just staring at me.
Does he still dance in his dorm room?
Slenderman, do you know how to twerk?
Ouch!
She's not happy.
Oh. Please don't tell him that I was the one who's...
Beautiful vodka. I just threw down a challenge for that Slenderman. No. He's having
I
none
want
of
to
it.
ask him if it's hard to do the voices, or was it hard to do the voices?
I'm gonna look the other way.
Yes. And at some point I ended up making an Naruto spoof series as well, which I'm very, very proud of.
Was it hard to do the voices at first?
My eyes gradually...
Everyone gets loud when I want to talk.
Goku and Naruto, you guys are leaving.
No.
We have a filler arc to get to! But, so is it LK over here? I could have sworn I heard something like, it's Slenderman, he's messing with my head. But yeah, and then it ended up being Frieza and then Naruto on Dragon Ball Z Bridge, which was a huge honor. And since then I've kind of entered the field of professional voice acting in the sense that I've booked a few professional roles, most of which I can't talk about, but I am in a K-pop movie. I can talk about that. So, but yeah, signs up. If does anybody have any questions? I think this person's been waiting to ask a question, please apologize. Yeah, Dance is indeed supposed to be based on the character of Quaffio from Perfect Hair Forever. And originally I wanted Marek to be based on that character. Because you can kind of tell, because whenever Marek says the F word, he just goes, F! Which was a reference to Perfect Hair Forever, specifically that character. Has anyone seen Perfect Hair Forever? I was a really big fan of that show, and as a result of being a fan of things, I usually end up integrating them into Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge at some point in some shape or form. And Quaffio, I thought, was the funniest character they'd ever created. So I wanted at least one character based on it. But I couldn't do a good Quaffio impression. So Marek just ended up doing the F sound effect. But when it came to casting the role of Darts, I originally just did a very generic voice. I was like, pizza is better than tacos, and that was his voice. But then when it came to really fleshing him out, I said Taka, the kind of voices goes Nappa in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and all the other characters because he's like Guru and all those guys. He offered up, you know, the fact that he could do a really good Garfield impression. And I ended up being like, dude, I really want that character in my show. Can you play dance like that? Because I don't have any other ideas, man. And he said yes, and he is bloody hilarious in the role. In fact, 90% of the stuff that Dance says is just Taka ad-libbing. It really is, it's very impressive. He comes up with some great joke ideas. Like, I know in the final duel that he has with Yugi, he presents to him his samurai dick. And he has a robot dick. All kinds of dicks. Yes. There's Dirk, I believe, Dirk Strider, am I correct? There we go. Now you're too intimidated to ask questions. Where does Slenderman go? You can be anyone. Say again, sir.
Well, you can ask the same question.
Oh, go ahead.
I have another question.
Is it about the dragon?
No.
Okay.
I noticed you have Star Wars, the older bridge.
The older bridge? Star Wars, the older bridge.
What's your character?
Oh, I only played it for a while. I was a Sith sorcerer. Just because I always wanted to be the kind of guy who could shoot lightning bolts out of his hands whenever he was angry at something, which is why I ended up playing Frieza. What was the first question? My favorite abridged episode? For the longest time I thought episode 6 was the best I would ever do. I genuinely, like, the reason I thought that was because I love the opening scene with Mako because he's like, throws a harpoon. He throws a harpoon! And you just to be like, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's like, oh, they're leaving. Okay, I'll kill you! Wanna play a card game? And he's like, okay.
You didn't try to kill me.
Who would just hang around after you just let them through? And so I just really genuinely loved the fact that it was a more realistic interpretation of that scene. And I was like, is that dog suit Joey? Daddy's amazing! I love this guy!
I can't even see it. I'm not even gonna try. You want me to do that one day? Dog suit Joey? Yes.
People are wondering the fact that you had the bravery to come out in public versus dog suit Joey. Because you know, there is a kind of cosplay head. He would ridicule the hell out of me. But
there's two.
Episode 6 I was a big fan of. You don't want to be a furry.
You should yes for me.
I was a big fan of that. The opening scene, and for the fact that was around the time when I feel like I kind of hit my stride. I kind of feel like episode 6 can stand up with a lot of my more recent stuff. And like, I even think it's some of the best stuff I've ever done, PUBG Abridged. But it was also the time when the show really like hit its stride, popularity-wise. That was the moment where it went from me coming online and seeing maybe 20 or 30 people being like, that was pretty good, to seeing message boards flooded with posts being like, when's the next one coming out? Oh my god, this is amazing, and blah, blah, blah. And I was very intimidated by that. But it became the standard to which I held the entire series. I was like, is this as good as episode 6? I don't know, I hope so. But since then, I've been very proud of episode 45, which is the one where Marek is a little kid, and he plays basketball with Orion. And then he ends up killing his dad.
Oh, seems legit.
Cornelius! Was that the same episode? I did kill. He killed Cornelius! Do what song? Oh, the song when he died? Cats in the Cradle. And the cats in the cradle in the Millennium Rod. Is that how it goes? My favorite Superman line is kneel before the sun. When you coming home, son, I don't know when. I probably should have wound my wristwatch, but I don't remember the line. But I was a big fan of that episode, just because I really enjoyed young Marek. Because you take Marek, who is a feeble-minded man-child, and you make him an actual child. And he's so much more fun to play around with. I didn't mean to say it like that. He's a very fun character to voice. But I honestly, genuinely, I like the episode because I feel like I did a good job writing it. And I can listen to that episode and I can't tell it's me for some of the time. And when I'm able to do that, that blows my mind because I can usually hear myself, I can be like, yeah, it's just me doing a shtick. But I can listen to that episode and be like, wow, that's a different guy. So I was very impressed with myself doing that. But yeah, I think 45. I'm a big fan of this one though, that I'm going to be showing you, what time is it?
10:18.
10:18. When it gets to 11 o'clock, I'm going to show you the episode, and then you guys are going to laugh, because I'm very proud of it. What is that thing you're holding?
What time is it?
It's a plank. Oh, it's a plank!
Oh, from Ed, Ed and Eddie?
Plank has a question. What is the deal with Plank? What's going on?
Plank is from a show called Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Plank is from Ed, Ed and Eddie?
Yes.
I never saw the show.
Lucky you.
I wish I were you right
No,
now.
I watch that show all the time. There was a theory that they were all
Very
dead.
quiet childhood, I'm sorry.
And that they lived like in a
They're
ghost
like
neighborhood.
trapped in purgatory.
Yeah.
But they all like died every time. So
Oh, who's my favorite abridged villain to ever play? I mean, Marek counts, right?
I like that.
No? He's totally a villain. I'm a big fan of Marek just because Marek is basically me.
I like potato.
Marek is me when I'm drunk.
I think out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Merrick is my favorite.
When I'm drunk, I'm like,
Yes!
They're all my favorites.
I have a great idea! Let's drink more! Kill Goku!
that is actually based on something I said when I was drunk. I didn't want to kill Goku though. For those of you who don't know, I did Team 4-Star held a roast of Little Karibo. And unfortunately, the video footage still hasn't seen the light of day, but it was quite an incredible experience because the panel was going to happen at 10 at night, I believe, but it ended up being delayed by a concert that was happening before it. And as a result of the delay, I went up to the green room, which where the guests all conglomerate to have food and hang out. And one of the staff members, Slender Man, I found you!
He's making his way to you.
Making his way through the...
Walking fast. He doesn't have a face, so he can't be passed.
One of the staff members,
He moves to the other side of the stage.
he got married the week before, and one of one of the staff members, as a gift, had got me and my wife a bottle of tequila.
Please stop there.
Twerk.
They twerked when they were
In
drunk.
between the thoughts were,
I go watch them like closely. This is us twerking.
thank you, yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
I think your twerking was beautiful.
He actually left. See ya!
He's like, I don't need you.
Actually, in the space of time between going up to the green room and coming back down to do the roast, which was like half an hour, I had half a bottle of tequila. I don't know if I've been that wasted since then, but I was pretty wasted. And right before the roast was happening, I was just walking up to everybody who was going to be on the panel and just saying, like, I'd be like, HBICK, I'm sorry, you're very intelligent. And then I'd walk up to somebody else and be like, you, blah, 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 you, blah, blah, blah. And that was me outside the room. And they were like, how did you get this drunk this quickly? Then they had to sit me on the roast in a chair to the side of the stage while all these people got up in front of me. The problem was, on a roast, the person who's being roasted is supposed to stay very, very quiet and allow it to happen. I was not allowing it to happen. And the highlight for everybody in the audience was, do you guys know Hikara,
Yeah.
He was one of the people who was roasting me. But as you know, if you've seen a roast, you also roast the people who are judging it, who are roasting. And so he was going down the line when he was roasting Kaiser Neko, he roasted Lani, he roasted Taka. He got to Masako, who was the voice of Goku in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and one of the creators of Naruto Bridge. And he got to him, and apparently Moscow had reviewed something, I don't know what it is, it's a comic or something. He reviewed something that Linkara was planning to review before him. And Linkara turns to him and goes, Marsico X. And meanwhile, I'm off to one side, I was like, he goes, Marsico X, you bastard! And I'm like, yes! Marsico, I will destroy you, he says. He goes, Marsico, I will destroy you! And I have no idea why he's angry at Marsico. But I'm like, yes! Kill him!
Burn him at the stake.
Spiral into every time somebody says something, I would be, kill Marsico! And I was so drunken bloodlust. And by the time Linkara finished Moscow, I was convinced that he was about to launch himself on him and kill him for real. But then Linkara turns to Kaizeneko, the director of Team 4 Star, and goes, Kaizeneko! And I went, no!
Oh my god!
No!
Not even a horror panel and
a heart attack in my sleep.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna be jumping tonight.
What was the question? Who is my favorite villain to watch? Eric is basically me drunk. But he's also the voice in my head that I hear when I have a really bad idea. Which is why when I'm drunk he comes out. But he's the voice I try to keep as quiet as possible. And the reason I enjoy playing him so much is because I don't have to try too hard. Because he's always there. Frieza was a huge honor. Just because you'd be surprised how many people come to me and say, you're my favorite English dubbed Frieza. And I'm like, I was doing a comedy show. that was a goofy voice. I don't know why people like, I mean, there were moments we had to make it intimidating. And obviously that was a huge responsibility to make. It's always a very hard thing to juggle the balance between like scary and funny. And I think with Frieza we kind of nailed it. But you know, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. He was a lot of fun. It was a huge honor to get to play him just because of everything that entailed. Like just coming into it as basically a Dragon Ball Z newbie and being given one of the biggest anime villains of all time to play. It was very, very intimidating. I think we did a good job. And don't tell anybody I said this, but you may see me reprising the role of Frieza very soon. I don't say anything else. Don't do it.
I'll forget by tomorrow.
So are cameras.
I'm not saying anything else. Bakura.
Yes! What is it?
Okay, so
Boom corner! Hello.
so in the Yu-Gi-Oh series,
Yes, I'm in that show. You're not. Usually. Carry on next time.
since everyone pretty much has a pretty crappy backstory.
They do have a pretty face. Thank you so much.
A pretty crappy backstory. Who do you feel has the suckiest life?
Oh.
Tristan.
Any Yu-Gi-Oh character. I want to say
That random background character.
because he's Jaden. Even though compared him to somebody who was living on the ground and was tortured during his entire adolescence, and even though you compare him to somebody who was adopted and was raised by a giant asshole and had to lose basically all his emotions and defend his little brother, even though you have the comparison of the Pharaoh who lost his memories and spent thousands of years with his soul trapped inside a puzzle, even though you have the comparison of Yami Bakura, whose entire village was murdered to create the Millennium Items, and he was a child, and he had to basically be raised as a slave and then became a thief king. Still Jaden. Because he's Jaden.
It's because he's white, isn't it?
Jaden, I'm so sorry.
He's the only Yu-Gi-Oh character who doesn't have YU in his name.
Like, why you?
Yeah, he does suck! Alright, that's it.
I still love you.
Right, happy birthday, by the way.
You made Yami Yugi like a really big douche to be.
Oh! You could have said anything about your dick, and I would have been okay with it, but you said that one. There we go.
Oh yeah.
With and you're going into the Orichalcos arc, how are you going to handle Yami Yugi's loss when it comes to Yugi leaving the Orichalcos? Are you going to make it like really humorous in like some really sad way, or are you
What happened to
really
Coconut
serious about
Express?
it? Because we've seen you be serious about
I
it.
have been serious from time to time. It's been good to happen. As for like Yami Yugi reacting to the loss of Yugi's soul, is that what you're referring to specifically? In the Orichalcos arc, it's a very emotional scene. It's a very emotional little character arc he has.
Wait, are you saying what's your
He's
favorite
going to be
kind
the
of toggle, or are
biggest
you asking
drama
about the
queen
voices?
we've
No.
ever seen.
Taya Yugi's gone. He's gone.
Where?
Do you know a single thing? No, but he's gone. What do I do?
Please, my arm
Who
plays
will lose
blood.
targets for me now? Jaden, where's Jaden? My life sucks worse than Jaden's.
Oh my.
I don't even mean that. You suck, Jaden.
No, I got it. We'll say it at the same time. Okay.
It's a stupid idea, and it's completely self-indulgent. Has anyone seen that movie? Hey, somebody's seen the movie. I love that movie. I love Paul Thomas Anderson's work. But there's a scene in the middle of
I'm
that
about to
movie
yell it.
where everyone's in a really bad situation, and they all sing this one song. Sorry. They all sing this one song. I think it's called Wise Up, I believe, and it's one of my favorite movie scenes ever. And I want in between the episode where Yugi's soul disappears and they set up to retrieve it or whatever, when Yami's basically in mourning. In between those episodes, I want to release like a standalone video of all the characters singing that song, just to be completely self-indulgent and to tug at the heartstrings as well. I highly recommend seeing Magnolia. It's very good. It's a very good movie. We'll go over there.
4K!
What's up? Someone said twerk. I can swear.
No, I said 4K.
What?
4K. 4K twerk. 4K no twerk.
Yes. Thank you.
That's gonna be my username for everything. Thank you.
Another bridge series? I'd like to. I just worry about finding the free time. I'd love to make a new bridge series, and I mentioned this on the party.
Sorry.
I'd like to do a 10-2 bridge, and I always talk about
It's okay, babe.
I never actually wanted to do it.
It wasn't with the stop sign.
I think I'm getting to the point where I'd really like to try it, but I just don't know. It's like finding the free time, because I have trouble finding the free time to make the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series. So
My arm is slowly.
I think about it all the time. I think about what I'm doing next. I'd like to do something original at some point. Potentially okay. Does that answer your question? Right. With the strange, what is this on the head? Is it a bleach thing? Oh, Shy Guy, I remember you saying. Yeah, it's very cool.
I noticed your favorite Zelda hat a lot.
I do.
Zelda game why?
Oh. My favorite Zelda game is why? I do have a top 3 Zelda games. And I don't know if you're going to like the top 3. Because, yeah. My number 1 favorite Zelda game is Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I offered, but
Majora's
you
Mask so
know,
much
YOLO.
because I haven't
Like,
played
before
any
we even
Nintendo game like that. Like,
sat
I mean,
down.
I love the Zelda series. There is no other Zelda game like that. There's no other Nintendo game like that, in my opinion.
It looks
The
crooked.
atmosphere in that game, the feeling of having such limited time to get everything done, the stories, like the subplots. I was gripped by every moment in that game because of the way it was structured. And I know a lot of people complain that, you know, when you finish like a dungeon and the time resets, it's like you never did it. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I love it. Because it's like nothing you're doing has any real effect. And that's emotionally devastating. I love that. I'm being serious, yeah. Second favorite Zelda game is Wind Waker. And I'm looking forward to that HD re-release that's going to be great. I'm definitely buying that day one. I love the cell shading. I love the Toon Link character. My wife actually says if she knew for a fact that her baby was going to be Toon Link, she would have a baby this second. It's so cute. But I just love love that game. I love the animation. I think it's a surprisingly mature storyline. I don't know why. I think people don't give it enough credit. And third favorite is Upgrade Time. But I do love Zelda. I have a Zelda belt on, I have a Zelda wallet, I have a Zelda map, I do have a Zelda jacket.
I have a Zelda wallet and shirt.
Texas.
And
If I could dress myself as if a Zelda game threw up on me, I would. Okay, let's go to someone in the middle. And the doctor who's shut right here.
Do you want to hear a joke?
I do want to hear a joke, because like everything that's been happening this whole time has been really boring and serious. So I would like to laugh. Yes. Oh, yes, go on. Do you want me to say it out loud? Okay. How do you get a nun pregnant? What? I don't know if I should repeat that. Okay. How do you get a nun pregnant?
Can you say it in Yami Yugi's voice?
Say again?
Can you say it in Yami Yugi's voice?
Yami Yugi's voice. How do you get a nun pregnant? Dress her up like an altar boy. Right there in the middle of the doctor. Yes. Pointing yourself. Yes, look around. Turn around. There you go. Yes, what you just said me.
Who's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge character?
Ooh. Not Pegasus. I know it sounds like this.
okay.
Say again?
I'm the girl who showed up $5.
Brilliant, brilliant, very cool. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! British character, aside from Merrick, because I have to say Merrick is probably my favorite. I was a big fan of Tristan back in the day when he was The reason why I like Tristan so much is because you can write anything for Tristan, and it's a joke. You can say anything that you want him to say, and it'll make him laugh. I once did a panel where I read Shakespeare's sonnets as Tristan, and people were dying. It was great. Aside from Tristan, I'm a big fan of Yami Yugi, honestly. I don't give Yami enough credit because he's so much fun to play. And you'll see in this episode, like, just in the fact that he doesn't really care about any of the characters, and he's such... Who said he was a douche? A big douche? Yeah, there we go. They're right. I genuinely do enjoy playing that character. He just is... He's so full of himself. And it's fun to play a character like that. It's fun to play an asshole. The Doctor, I believe.
So we already know your opinion on how much Jaden sucks. How does it feel to be the other characters on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX? Do you think it sucks equally, or...?
Well, they all know Jaden. They go to a school in which Jaden Yuki is like one of the highest ranking duelists. So, that must suck.
I still love you.
You know you're worse than Jaden. People have to live with that. It's very tough.
I will love him no matter what.
I've thought about that. I mean, 5Ds is like sort of post-apocalypse, but GX is kind of worse than Jaden. So there is that. Although I kind of like Crowler. I think Crowler plays a pretty good life because he gets to discipline Jaden. And who wouldn't want to be in that position?
That sounds very, very easy.
I would punish him. Somebody with glasses and brown. Yes. Next.
Am I gonna have to like get up and twerk?
Yes. Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines, yes. Say again? I have loads of fun playing that.
Twerk for a cause.
Here's the thing, a lot of people wonder if I play the game while doing the voice.
You might.
I do not. I don't really think I'm a very funny guy off the cuff. I think I'm a pretty bad ad-libber. But I really love that game, and I love voicing Marek, as I've established.
What's your answers? I'm gonna
Was
ask.
I drunk? I should try doing it for Let's Play.
I completely missed what he said.
I love the game. I love playing Marek, and just the idea of combining them was too tempting for me. I was a big fan of the series Freeman's Mind, which was basically somebody took a Let's Play. It wasn't really a Let's Play. It was somebody like did a mission of Half-Life, the original game, and they basically just voiced what Freeman was thinking at the time when he was going through the situation. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. But I want to do something like that, but as if Marek were playing the game.
Mind with Marek. You call it Mind with Marek to share your thing of
Mind with Marek. I don't know if I want to mind with Marek.
I'll be one
But
of the
I mean, the game itself is a great game, and if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it because it was right before Half-Life 2 came out, and I think it's using the same sort of engine, so it's full of glitches. But it's a really, really engaging story, and the dialogue is really fun. And just having Marek in that world is just a joy for me, because he killed a prostitute at one point. And he has to deal with that. So I get to just imagine myself as Marek being like, oh God, what if they find out? And saying Foxy Foxy. We are coming
I
up
will
with
lift my
Foxy
stop
Foxy.
sign up.
Speaking of shirts, if you guys like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, or you have fun at this panel or whatever, please come to my booth tomorrow in the Artist Alley at GT5. I have a ton of shirts,
You
lots
just
of
dropped my
swag,
picture.
and I would be happy just to say hey or sign something for you. I'm very, very happy to
I'm
just
wearing
say
a shirt
hey.
right now.
And if you,
I'm wearing a shirt right now.
she's wearing a shirt right now. Some of you guys are wearing
And you
shirts.
signed
I
my
really
face.
appreciate it.
And
Somebody, I signed your
It's like the specialist thing ever.
I have a question.
Oh, he's over here.
I have
You have a question.
stop over here.
Okay.
What happened
What
to
happened to
Poker
Poker
Night
Night
with
with Cry?
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, we were waiting for
I
that.
think that the first time I was supposed to stream with Cry, it was my fault that we didn't get to do it because I had booked a voice acting gig at the same time, and I couldn't make time for the rest of the day because I didn't know when it was going to end. Then the second time, they apparently had family problems, and I haven't heard anything since then.
I was all disappointed. I was like, I stayed up for this.
Oh, I'm
Right?
so sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure we'll get around to doing something.
Yeah, one day.
He seems to like me, I don't know why. I was very surprised. The green shirt? Yes, with the, yes.
The quip you made about Marvel in one of the episodes.
I didn't like Kara's thing?
Yes.
I have no idea what I was talking about. what is Marvel?
That's what I was asking you.
Oh! Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, did you watch the video? Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we did.
What happens in it?
Probably the worst thing Marvel has written next to One More Day.
So it's Marvel.
There's a lot of things that Marvel's done that's been bad. Besides that.
But
You've done that.
I'm telling
I
you that
didn't
I
know what I was recording for. I just remember he wanted me to do he's like, why are they quiet? He did that whole exchange. But I didn't see the video, so I have to actually check it out and see what I was talking about.
White Africans.
They were white Africans. That makes
You're from
sense.
Africa?
Yeah, I'll have to actually watch the video.
Why
and get back
are you
to it.
white?
This gentleman over here with the football.
I was wondering, how did you come up with the idea of Senator Kaima's father, trying to find his father?
Oh, how did I come up with the idea of Senator trying to find his dad? I have always wondered who Senator's real parents were. And I wanted to do a video basically where they got a letter being like, I know who your real dad is. And then I wanted to follow up with it and give it like a really, really amazing conclusion and be like, this is the dad. And like, mostly it was about the mystery. I wanted people to wonder about it, because I wondered about it. And then I ended up making it very disappointing and not actually giving any real answers and saying it was a robot. Which people took very seriously. And in fact, some people have been like, there are episodes where Kaiba talks about his penis. But then in the robot video, he's like, I don't have a penis. So people have been like, continuity error. And I've been like, have you watched my videos? There's not that much continuity. But, I mean, mostly it was just for a laugh. I mean, a lot of my videos, especially the side videos, I'm like, well, wouldn't it be funny if? And that was one of those wouldn't it be funny if moments that people took very seriously. Like the War of the Abridged series creators, I don't know if you were around for that one. Oh my goodness, people are playing that.
Oh, that's
I just
right.
made a random plushie video where Yami Yugi accidentally declared war on one of the Abridger, which ended up having them make a video and then they declared war on somebody else. And apparently people were really into it, but then we realized that none of us were actually communicating with each other and had no idea how the thing would end. So we just sort of stopped. I'm sure it would have been fun if we actually coordinated with each other. So, missed opportunity.
Does it really?
Maybe one day we'll actually get together.
My camera has an STD.
Way at the back, with the green line. Yes, 2 hands up, yes. That's a sore spot, sir. And actually, I've gone for about 4, I think. I was originally linked to Karibo, and I kind of wish I still had that account, because it's what people associate with me, obviously. Then I lost that account, and I had to make a card. I've gone through a lot more than 4, because I made a lot of channels for the purposes of making the Evil Council of Doom video, where the YouTuber, like the YouTube channels for each of the characters commented on each other. Like you had the Evil Council characters commenting on Yugi's channel, and that was their plan, was to harass him into giving up or whatever. And then you had like the Darks Council commenting on Barrett's channel, and they were like, they were pathetic or something, they were like, we're gonna get pizza or whatever. But then I ended up having to use the Card Games FTW channel, which was Yugi's channel, as my own channel, because I lost Little Karibo. And then I made the Ninja Breach channel for Naruto's booth. And then I made Obey My Rod for the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines parody. So I think I must have gone through like 20. But not all of them are used for videos. But yeah, I think the channel goes down once every month or 2. So I think it's probably like the Card Games FTW channel's been down about 30 times. And I'm still actually using it. So there's something wrong with the system there. The channel could be flagged for a violation and then it's still up 3 years later. You know, after being taken down several other times. I don't know. It's a really weird system. People are always asking me like, why don't you just talk to somebody and ask them not to do that? And I'm like, if they gave me the option to talk to somebody, I would take it. But they don't let you do that. It's a shame. Esperova!
Are you going to continue doing any more of your robotics series?
You know?
We asked him that. I asked you that earlier.
You did ask me that earlier.
Yeah.
I would have liked to do more bonus episodes, and I did actually try once more in a public setting. And I did, at popular request, I did episode 46, which is the Melvin versus Yami Bakura and Marek episode. And I did that, and the only thing that I enjoyed, for those of you who haven't seen it, the original Ebonics episode was where I put the Yu-Gi-Oh! Original episode 1 script into the Ebonics translator, and I ended up coming up with this. It was a very scary situation because it could have been hilarious, and it could have been very racist. And it ended up being very hilariously racist. And yes, the big thing that spawned from it was my favorite, because they translated Blue Eyes White Dragon into the Blue Peaks Whitey Dragon. And the only thing that came close to topping that in episode 46. What is that? Oh my goodness. I was like, Santa? The only thing that came close to topping it in episode 46 was Mega Ultra Chicken became Mega Ultra Chicken and Cornbread. And I don't remember what it was that Yugi said, but when he was in Yami's soul room, at some point he says, like, I was just masturbating. I don't remember what it was that he actually said in the episode, but it translated to like that he was masturbating. I don't know what happened. But,
best line ever.
I tried that and I didn't really like it nearly as much. But I do like doing more vagina on one episode.
Yes! That is a 3-syllable word. That's a 3-syllable word.
Vagina?
Yeah. Vagina.
Vagina. Vagina. Vagina. Somebody called that. But one of my favorites, I did the episode 4 with the vagina monologue version, and my favorite moment from it was when Tristan is disembarking the boat onto Duelist Kingdom. He's walking, because obviously they're not supposed to be there to Taya and Tristan if they stowed away on the boat. And Tristan walks down the ramp off the boat, and he says, I sure hope people don't notice the word vaginas.
I remember that.
How do you hide that? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. What time do we have? What time is it?
47.
47, so we have 10 more minutes left to show you this. This person with a blonde wig. I think it's a wig, Yes. Are you Yosuke? Very cool. Very cool. You're like the summer version of Yosuke. Very cool. Right. Well, they're basically the same thing, right? I haven't actually watched it. Is it a real
There's going to be a
thing?
separate video so that we can show Jessica the food.
Well, he's explaining it.
Yeah, you can get
A PC version. My goodness.
YouTube series. Yes.
I mean, it is Texas.
Texas was so bipolar earlier today.
Sweltering.
I was a big fan of that line. And I'm meeting the voice actor for the original Tristan next week. I kind of want to ask him to say that in another few hours the sun will rise. And see if he understands what I'm talking about. Because if you haven't seen the episode, like, the gimmick is that Teo wants to use the bathroom in the original Japanese. So Tristan suggests being over the side of the boat. And Teo's like, girls can't do that. Whereas in the dub, she's like, oh, it's really cold. And Tristan says, in another few hours the sun will rise. Okay. Tristan. Edward the L.A.Q.
What would you say is your favorite Frieza line?
Oh, favorite abridged Frieza line. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with,
When you see Vegeta, tell him I said, like a bitch.
One of the reasons I enjoy that so much is when Chris Sabat is at a convention with me, I will change it to,
When you see Chris Sabat, tell him I said, like a bitch.
and invariably somebody does. Hey, Chris Sabat, little Creeper said like a bitch. He's like, actually happened last year at Santa Fe. There you go. Fond memories all that. Somebody had a pony that they were waving around. There we are, pony customers.
all these peasants.
Dose.
All you peasants.
When you find yourself going from fast pace, a lot of output as a creator, to slowing down, how do you deal with that inventory of emotions, that pressure that, oh, I've got to get something out or they'll stop
He
watching?
twerks the boss.
I tend to twirl.
Oh my god.
With going from a lot of output to slowing down and like little trickles of episodes. Is that what you're asking? Yeah. How do I deal as a creator? I hate it. I really do. A lot of people ask me.
I don't want to touch it yet because I have like such a perfect video of
It's
him.
way more frustrating for the creator of the show to not be able to put constant
But, like,
episodes out on a regular basis than it is for somebody who's waiting to
Zoom
see
in, you
it.
have to
Because I know
stand by
exactly
and then zoom in.
what's obstructing it, and I know exactly like I know that I could be working on the episode at any moment, but I have to do something else. And I know that I have this great idea, but I just can't make it work the right way. That it's going to make everybody laugh. So it's infuriating for me because I know that you guys are just waiting to laugh, and you guys really just want to see this thing and enjoy it, and it kills me to not give that to you. So I mean that. Like I've been devastated by the fact that in episode 58, I think it was, I called several of my friends and was like, this episode is terrible. People are going to be so disappointed. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm wasting my time. I'm going to, give up, But they always told me, what, you just keep trying. And they ended up loving the episode. And you guys all told me that it was a good episode. So I really have nothing to worry about. So I try not to put it in I try to put it out of my mind if I can. Because at the end of the day, I will finish the show eventually, even if every character ends up sounding like grandpa, because I've taken so long. But it will happen, so I just have to be as patient as you guys are, so that's all I tell you. I really do. Thank you so much. Yes. What are you doing? Are you giving this to me? What are you doing? What's happened? Do I have to kneel between you before this happens?
Ask him to marry you.
Yes. For real? Is this me? Is this for me? Oh. Which pony is this?
Oh,
Rarity is my second thing. Who's my favorite? Applejack is my favorite.
My favorite is
What he said
I
was,
love Fluttershy.
she's generous. What was the rest of it?
Artistic.
Generous, artistic,
He's a fashion designer.
and British like me. So
Oh, she's a limey
you a
too.
front row seat to the new episode when I show up.
Aww. She falls.
Make her twerk!
Oh my god. That's what you get for neglecting her.
Which way should I go? I'll go over here.
Oh, I can't sit still. That's why I don't hold cameras. Didn't even think about it.
That was all my idea. I love musical movies. I love musicals in general.
He's not
and
even
I
in the
love
shot.
Beelzebub like as a song. What happened? I love that song, and I always wanted to do something with it. I actually started making an AMV with Joey versus Melvin when Yami Marek first appears, and I was going to have that be how I used it. And then I was like, this doesn't work, there's not enough footage. But then 2 or 3 years later, I got to the movie, and I was like, you know what? There's 3 of them facing this giant, sort of somewhat demonic boss. That works. I can make that work. And we actually we've written a full version, and I believe it's all been recorded. Unfortunately, it's just not been mixed. The guy who's mixing it hasn't finished it yet. But I do hope that sees the light of day, because I was a big fan of how that... I love the climax of that. I love the whole Once Beyond Time and Bridge movie, because I have a lot of fun memories doing that. Like, I was working on it when I was about to get married to my wife, so I was in a very good place. That's a good thing to get married to. Although, having said that, I had bad experiences with the actual Once Beyond Time movie, because I was under the impression that when it first came out in cinemas, that it wasn't going to come out in the UK. I was still living in England, and I was like, okay, I'm only going to have one chance to see a Yu-Gi-Oh movie in a cinema, so I'm going to fly out to New York and see it with my friends. And so I did, and I was detained by security on suspicion of terrorist activity.
Yes, because
Because they
Yu-Gi-Oh
didn't
involves...
believe I was coming to see the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I think it was the deal. America! I'm one of you now. But I came to see the movie, and I actually really enjoyed the experience of sitting in the cinema and watching it. But when the 4Kids logo came on the screen, the entire audience went, boo! I had to sink down in my chair.
I was like...
But yeah, it was my idea to put that song in there. I think we have more time. 55. We have time for at least 1 or 2 more questions. You're directing me.
Stop sign. Everyone just stop.
I thought you were going to mention Pacific Rim when you mentioned the show. What is my favorite alcoholic beverage and why? It's not Jägermeister. I'm just wearing the shirt because I bloody love Pacific Rim. It's cool. I like anything that'll get me drunk really good. I love the Adios MF. I can't say this phrase. Has anyone had an AMF? It's a Long Island iced tea, but it's got a lot more alcohol.
I'm underage, but I'm
I drank 6 of them one time. Because we went out to a karaoke club. Kind of. Who plays League of Legends?
Yeah!
You guys know Ari.
Yeah!
I was hanging out with the voice actress for Ari, and I had 6 AMFs in the space of maybe 2 hours. I remember 2 of them. I apparently was able to hide the fact that I was completely gone until we exited the bar, at which point vomit just started dribbling.
I don't like this. Are you a bad drunk or like a dead drunk?
And I was able to go about 5 paces before I all came out. And then I got in the car and we were like, okay, it's going to be fine. We'll just keep him, steady as possible. Halfway through the drive home, I threw up all over the voice actress for Ari.
Sucks to be them.
That's my Ari story. I know people ask me about League of Legends, I'm like, I threw up on one of those guys.
You know, the good old days.
Well, I guess that's my favorite beverage of choice, because I have a story to go with it. One more question? Well, we have time for questions after the video as well. Somebody's got a really bad cough. Who's got a really bad cough over there? You have a bad cough? I'll let you know. She's still calling. Let's listen.
My question was about Zarbon's
I don't know a thing about Zarbon, unfortunately. I didn't write Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Somebody made a comic where it turned out that Zarbon's girlfriend was actually Pegasus from the Abridged series.
That's pretty fabulous. I like that. I can imagine Pegasus and Zarbon having Skype calls together. Let's watch the Spice Girls movie again, Zarbon. I'll sync this up on YouTube. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. One more. This person with the giant pink. What is it?
Little Karibo, no matter how hard times might get me, you can be my wingman any day.
What's your name?
Da-na-na-na-na.
What's your actual name?
John.
John, you can be mine.
No.
Oh!